Phone's on.
Yes, we're good.
All right, please, at this time I'll call, excuse me, I'll call to order the Solano Community College District Governing Board meeting of April 3rd, 2024. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
With liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
President Honeychurch,
Here.
Trustee Cargo Reed,
Here.
Trustee Cara,
Here.
Trustee Lopez Lada, Trustee Thurston, Trustee Voice,
Here.
and Trustee Young. There we go. We have quorum.
Next item is approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, agenda is approved. And the next item is closed session, which is item 6. So we'll recess for closed session and reconvene the regular meeting at 7 o'clock.
I'm Andre Williams. I'm the lab tech at Solano Community College for welding in the CTE department. I went to Solano, I got my 2-year degree in mechatronics, and then I got hired here probably about a year after that. I think the program's good. We have a lot of equipment here, different shears, iron workers, we have a plasma table, plasma cutters, saws. We can do all different processes of welding from TIG, stick to MIG. So we have it all here. So we have real good relationships with the unions. So if you come here, finish some classes, get at least a certificate, you should be able to get into the door almost any union. So if you want to get into welding, no matter if it's a career path or something you want to do around home, you know, this is a place we have all the stuff you can do and learn, and we'll teach it all. Solano Community College is the place for you.
If you're interested in the CIS programs or any CTE programs such as robotics or auto tech or welding, get in contact with us. You can send me an email and I will definitely get back to you. If you email me, I will get back to you within 24 hours and set up a time where we can meet and we can discuss the various programs that we have to offer. I know that Solano College has something for every high schooler in Solano County. There's no doubt about it. It's just that we want to have the opportunity to train you and to teach you so you can grow and enhance your ability to get gainful employment, but not only that, to be a continuous learner.
Hi, I'm Ruth Fuller and I'm a librarian here at Solano Community College, and I want to welcome you to our new Library and Learning Resources building. This library has been built for you. We have many areas for you to study in, from quiet, silent areas to reservable group study rooms, as well as large tables for you to study and work together. We have a textbook reserve collection that holds the textbooks for most, if not all, of your classes. We have computers for you to use. We have laptops that you can check out and take home. We have calculators for you to use with your math courses. We have bones that you can use with your science courses. You can get further information at www.solano.edu/library. This is our virtual library where all of our virtual library services are available, including chat service with our college librarians. Also on this page, you have access to our article databases for scholarly research, as well as our popular magazine service, where you can actually flip through magazines like Sports Illustrated or Time Magazine. We have our ebook collections, we have our film databases, and many, many other resources for you to use for your school needs as well as for fun. Our librarians and staff are here to help you with all of your research needs.
I think that the opportunity we have here at Solano to get involved in our advanced manufacturing program is spectacular. I can't emphasize there's nowhere else in California you can work with hands-on this amount of equipment, this different types of equipment, automation equipment, robotics equipment. It is a standout program that we have here that's unlike any others in our region. And it will lead you to a rewarding career. I have all my students, getting jobs without a problem. You usually get to pick which jobs they want. I can't emphasize enough how a program like this can just really yield a great, successful career. If you want more information, please contact me. Again, Douglas Green. My email address, douglas.green, just like the color, @solano.edu. Hope to see you here.
I stand.
I stand.
I stand.
I stand against hate.
I will.
I will.
I will.
I will be an advocate for social justice.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
I will support diversity, equity, and inclusion.
В борьбе с расизмом и ненавистью я буду бороться всегда, стискивая кулаки и сглатывая слезы.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate. In the fight against racism and hate, if necessary, I will get into good trouble.
Sa paglaban ng rasismo, hindi ako tatahimik.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate, I will speak my truth.
I will not be silent.
I will prioritize community.
I will be an advocate.
In the fight against racism and hate,
we commit to doing better, to being bolder, and to contributing to a climate where hate is unacceptable and mindfulness and compassion are the norms.
We are Solano College.
I'm Andre Williams. I'm the lab tech at Solano Community College for welding in the CTE department. I went to Solano, I got my 2-year degree in mechatronics, and then I got hired here probably about a year after that. I think the program's good. We have a lot of equipment here, different shears, iron workers. We have a plasma table, plasma cutters, saws. We can do all different processes of welding from TIG, stick to MIG. So we have it all here. So we have real good relationships with the unions. So if you come here, finish some classes, get at least a certificate, you should be able to get into the door almost any union. So if you want to get into welding, no matter if it's a career path or something you want to do around home, you know, this is a place we have all the stuff you can do and learn, and we'll teach it all. Solano Community College is the place for you.
If you're interested in the CIS programs or any CTE programs such as robotics or auto tech or welding, get in contact with us. You can send me an email and I will definitely get back to you. If you email me, I will get back to you within 24 hours and set up a time where we can meet and we can discuss the various programs that we have to offer. I know that Solano College has something for every high schooler in Solano County. There's no doubt about it. It's just that we want to have the opportunity to train you and to teach you so you can grow and enhance your ability to get gainful employment, but not only that, to be a continuous learner.
Hi, I'm Ruth Fuller, and I'm a librarian here at Solano Community College, and I want to welcome you to our new Library and Learning Resources building. This library has been built for you. We have many areas for you to study in, from quiet, silent areas to reservable group study rooms, as well as large tables for you to study and work together. We have a textbook reserve collection that holds the textbooks for most, if not all, of your classes. We have computers for you to use. We have laptops that you can check out and take home. We have calculators for you to use with your math courses. We have bones that you can use with your science courses. You can get further information at www.solano.edu/library. This is our virtual library where all of our virtual library services are available, including chat service with our college librarians. Also on this page, you have access to our article databases for scholarly research, as well as our popular magazine service, where you can actually flip through magazines like Sports Illustrated or Time Magazine. We have our ebook collections, we have our film databases, and many, many other resources for you to use for your school needs as well as for fun. Our librarians and staff are here to help you with all of your research needs.
I think that the opportunity we have here at Solano to get involved in our advanced manufacturing program is spectacular. I can't emphasize there's nowhere else in California you can work with hands-on this amount of equipment, this different types of equipment, automation equipment, robotics equipment. It is a standout program that we have here that's unlike any others in our region. And it will lead you to a rewarding career. I have all my students, getting jobs without a problem. You usually get to pick which jobs they want. I can't emphasize enough how a program like this can just really yield a great, successful career. If you want more information, please contact me. Again, Douglas Green. My email address, douglas.green, just like the color, @solano.edu. Hope to see you here.
I stand.
I stand.
I stand.
I stand against hate.
I will.
I will.
I will.
I will be an advocate for social justice.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
I will support diversity, equity, and inclusion.
В борьбе с расизмом и ненавистью я буду бороться всегда, стискивая кулаки и сглатывая слезы.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate. In the fight against racism and hate, if necessary, I will get into good trouble.
Sa paglaban ng rasismo, hindi ako tatahimik.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate.
In the fight against racism and hate, I will speak my truth.
I will not be silent.
I will prioritize community.
I will be an advocate.
In the fight against racism and hate,
We commit to doing better, to being bolder, and to contributing to a climate where hate is unacceptable and mindfulness and compassion are the norms.
We are Solano College.
There's no action taken in closed session. Number 9 on the agenda is comments from members of the public. Are there any requests to speak? Next item is item 10, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the board to be routine and will be enacted by the board in one motion. There will be no discussion on these items prior to the time the board votes on the motion unless members of the board, staff, or public request specific items be discussed and or removed. Time will be provided before the vote for clarification questions without removing an item from the consent agenda. Are there any clarification questions from anyone on the board? If not, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. Next item is item 11. There are no items removed from the consent agenda. We'll move on to item 12, consent agenda items, action items. First of which is presented by our superintendent, approval of revisions to the establishment of dates, time, and location of governing board meetings.
Yes, thank you. This is the second reading, asking for a vote to approve this change to the 2024 governing board schedule. As you know, Juneteenth falls on the third Wednesday in June this year, and that would ordinarily have been one of our board meetings. So we've modified the schedule to remove the third Wednesday in June as a board meeting. And we're asking for your approval of the new schedule.
So is there a motion to approve the revisions to the schedule?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the revisions to the schedule of our meetings. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is under Finance and Administration, which is presented by Vice President Susan Wheat. And it is a resolution to recognize Earth Day. So please tell us about that.
Yes, thank you, President Honeychurch, board members. I am excited to bring forth the celebration of Earth Day, which is celebrated in April of every year. But I have the honor of having actually somebody else come up and read the resolution to you. Sandra Deal from our horticulture department has been working on this effort since 2011. And so I would like to give her the opportunity to bring it to the board for Earth Day this year.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. I'm so very pleased to be here to read this resolution. Been working hard, as Susan had said, so I will read it. Whereas the first day on April 22nd, 1970, activated 20 million Americans from all walks of life and is widely credited with launching the modern environmental movement. And whereas Earth Day is an annual event created to promote environmental citizenship and stewardship year-round by encouraging people to find ways to protect the environment, including planting trees, conserving water and energy, removing litter, waste reduction, recycling, and other environmentally responsible actions. And whereas Earth Day will be celebrated on the Solano Community College, Fairfield, Vallejo, and Vacaville campuses on April 23rd, 2024, to encourage additional participation. And whereas the Solano Community College Governing Board acknowledged that education regarding environmental principles and concepts is important as outlined in the Education Code Section 8700, and recognizes that schools play a crucial role in educating students about the importance of the environment and preparing them to be stewards of natural resources. And whereas the governing board works to promote programs and partnerships across the district in an effort to educate students and the community, protect the environment and natural habitat that surrounds us, and become more environmentally resilient for the changing environment. And whereas The global impact, urgency, and magnitude of the challenge of addressing climate change calls for leadership in all sectors of society, all institutions, and among all elected leaders. Now therefore it be resolved, the Solano Community College Governing Board does hereby recognize April 22nd, 2024 as Earth Day and supports the important work and services provided by staff, schools, and partners. Be it further resolved in recognition that the Solano Community College can be part of the climate change solution by reducing emissions and promoting environmental stewardship, the governing board will, 1, continue the implementation and expansion of the college-wide efforts to improve the energy efficiency and reduce fossil fuel usage at schools. 2, assure that new buildings and retrofits to existing buildings use environmentally sensitive building materials as well as efficient use of energy, water, and other resources. 3, adopt a sustainability plan for the district in subsequent meeting, in a subsequent meeting before the end of the current calendar year. Number 4, adopt sustainable landscaping practices that reduce water use and stormwater runoff, minimize chemical inputs, provide habitat for native flora and fauna, and support outdoor learning education. Do I read the next line? Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for that presentation. So is there a motion to approve the Earth Day? Is there a second?
I second.
This is moved and seconded to approve the resolution to recognize Earth Day 2024. Please call the roll.
Trustee Voice.
Aye.
President Honeychurch.
Aye.
Trustee Cara.
Aye.
Trustee Cargo Reed.
Aye.
Trustee Lopez Lara.
Aye.
Trustee Thurston.
Aye.
Trustee Young.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Then we'll move on to item C, which is approval to renew contract with James Thomas Media.
Yes, thank you again.
Okay.
We're asking the board approve the renewal of the James Thomas Media contracts. There is a summary page in your packet that lists them out, as well as some statistics of what has been accomplished so far this year up through the end of February. We are looking to have James Thomas Media work directly with our new director of marketing when we get that person on board. And we think that this would be a good partnership through the rest of this next fiscal year. So we ask for your approval.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the contract with James Thomas Media?
I'll make that motion to approve item 12C.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to approve the renew contract with James Thomas Media. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is a bond measure. Lucky Lofton's the presenter. It's item D, contract award to DMR Builders for construction services.
Thank you, President Honeychurch, members of the board. We have a successful bidder for the remodel of Building 300, for which we are we'll be adding all of that swing space in portable buildings. So we request the board's approval for this contract to move forward with remodeling Building 300.
Any questions of Mr. Lofton? If not, is there a motion to approve the contract award to DMR Builders?
I move that we approve item 12D.
I second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve item 12D, the contract award to DML Builders. Are there any questions, Mr. Lofton, on it? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Lucky. Next item is item, item E, which is Academic Affairs. Vice President David Williams will present this. It's a renewal of an eLumen software license.
Thank you, President Honeychurch, members of the board. We're asking for your approval tonight to renew our contract with Lumen Software. They're the company that houses our curriculum management system and our assessment management and program review functions. Very important features that we use every day, and so we're asking for your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve it?
I move for approval of 12E.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
I thank you. Any questions or comments? Go ahead.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
So about our outcome assessments, strategic initiative designs,
Right.
et cetera. I was listening recently about a number of people talking about how our outcomes are really important and we need to be able to track them. Does this program do that well enough for what we hope eventually? You know, if we're talking about what this college is going to be like in 2040.
Sure. No, you're absolutely correct. Outcomes are incredibly important. It's a big focus of accreditation. And as we just recently went through that, we had to address that feature. Illumin's base function is actually assessment. That's what they were built on. We also adopted the curriculum feature, which we use very robustly as well. It's a very robust program. It allows faculty and staff in various departments to input outcomes, expected outcomes for learning outcomes, for area outcomes. If, say, it's a student services area, if they do program review, they can put outcomes in there. So it allows them to enter, decide the outcomes, enter them, assess them, update them, enter how they've met their goals, and it does provide very robust output on those. To be honest with you, the software facilitates that, but what really has to happen at this college is people have to get into a mindset and a culture of doing assessment, and this platform will allow us to do that.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? If not, is there a motion to approve it? The renewal of, do we have it already? Oh, sorry. All right, all those in favor of renewing the Illumin software license, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to item F, which is a clinical experience agreement between Solano Community College and Pinehurst Nursing Home.
Yes, this is a renewal of an agreement that you saw last year as well. So Pinehurst Nursing Home provides clinical experience for our certified nursing assistant program. And then also we have a home health aide program. If that becomes active again, we'll use that. So this is very important to provide those experiences for our students.
All right, is there a motion to approve the clinical experience agreement?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? A question?
Sorry, Mr. Williams.
Absolutely. No.
Dean Williams.
Vice President.
Dean Vice President. How about that?
I was a dean.
Okay, so I know this clinical experience is really important, and it's hard. We're having, it's difficult for the homes to actually provide the space and the time, et cetera. What I was curious at is, do we limit it to Solano or do we go further? Only because Marin County has a lot of nursing homes.
No, yeah. So do we limit it to Solano County? No, we have a number of agreements because of the issue that you stated, the scarcity of opportunities. We have a number of agreements in other counties, in Sacramento County and Napa County, and all the way, I think, even down into the East Bay. So yeah, it's common that we have to go outside of our own county.
So when we go outside the county and we have students that perhaps don't have enough money, how do we deal with that and travel, et cetera?
Yeah, well, that is one of the challenges if the further you get out, it makes it more difficult for students to travel. So, this one is in Napa, so it's not that far away.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
we always try to find something as close as we can, and if we have a student who can't go to that area, then we do our best to try to find another one that's closer for them.
okay, thank you.
Aye. Sure, I'll make a motion to approve item, are we 12 or 13? We want 12G.
Second.
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you, President Honeychurch, and good evening, members of the board. This is exciting because this is something that we bring to the board each year, but this year through advocacy from the student advisors as well as students, the idea and the expression was to celebrate Pride Month in April and place it in one of the 2 primary semesters so we could really encourage and be a more inclusive celebration and make sure that it was kind of when maximum traffic is on campus. So I think it's a really great suggestion and move that we're proposing, but I'd be happy to and honored to read the text of the resolution. Whereas June 1969 marks the pivotal moment in the birth of the modern LGBTQ+ movement for human rights, catalyzed by the Stonewall Uprising, thereby igniting a historic shift towards equality and liberation. Whereas Solano Community College acknowledges the decades of struggle for freedom and civil rights by LGBTQ+ people, their significant contributions to the rich history of collective action championing equality for all, and celebrates the ongoing legacy of the LGBTQ+ community, recognizing their continued efforts to strengthen the fabric of American society and uphold its promise of equal rights for all. Whereas the 2015 landmark Supreme Court decision was a historic victory for the LGBTQ+ Americans, guaranteeing marriage equality in all 50 states, ensuring dignity for same-sex couples and therefore all couples. And whereas despite such progress, LGBTQ+ communities still face discrimination, the human and civil rights of LGBTQ+ individuals and their collective safety continue to be at risk and in jeopardy, and there remains much work to do to extend the promise of our country to every American. And whereas Solano Community College works to honor all students, faculty, staff members, and families who identify as LGBTQ+, fostering a welcoming school climate where they can live their authentic lives and be treated with dignity and respect. And whereas Solano Community College Governing Board Policy 1150 authorizes the display of commemorative flags on campus property, which includes the LGBTQ+ Progress Pride flag, established in 1978 as a symbol of the community's unity and quest for visibility and recognition. Whereas, although the month of June has been established as a celebration of LGBTQ+ pride by both consensus and legislative intent, in recognition of the anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising of June 28, 1969, Solano Community College wishes to celebrate Pride Month in April during a primary semester to encourage greater participation within the Solano Community College and the wider community. Whereas Solano Community College proudly stands with the LGBTQ+ community of Solano County, specifically honoring the pivotal role of the Solano Pride Center for the past 26 years, and with all communities who struggle for human rights, acceptance, visibility, safety, and in the quest for full equality under the law, now therefore be it resolved that the Solano Community College District Governing Board proclaims April 2024 as Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Queer Pride Month. Thank you.
I'll just make one comment that, I this one surprised me. I was like, oh, wait, is a time warp? but I totally understood why, and yeah, it's like Christmas in July, so I'll take it. Sounds great. So looking forward to it.
All right, so can you please call the roll and we'll
Yes.
vote on this item?
Trustee Young?
Aye.
Trustee Thurston?
Aye.
Trustee Cargo Reed?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez Lara?
Aye.
Trustee Voice?
Aye.
President Honeychurch?
Aye.
Trustee Cara?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Thank you for that presentation. Next item is under, item H, Technology Services. Vice President John Corneliuson will explain this. Contract with Oculus IT for Managed Information Security Services.
Thank you, President Honeychurch, and good evening, members of the board. Up for your approval is a contract with Oculus IT to provide Security Operations Center, or SOC for short. This is part of ongoing security improvements we're making here on campus, in which we have outside vendors actively scan our network and our infrastructure to identify vulnerabilities that we have to then remediate This contract also includes what's called a CISOA as a service. So if there are incidents and there are security-related matters, we have expertise that we can tap into without hiring a full-time incident response team. So, just a correction on the attachment. The cover sheet is correct, but the attachment contract includes a effective start date of March 25th, 2024, and an end date of March 24th, 2027. I apologize if there is a discrepancy there. This is actually a one-year term that we're looking at, so the correct date should be effective start date of March 25th, 2024, and the end date of March 24th, 2025, a one-year term, the same amount, and $95,000.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the contract agreement with Oculus IT?
I'll make the motion to approve 12H.
I second.
All right, it's been moved and okay, it's been moved
Too
and
late.
It's been moved and seconded again for this contract agreement. Any questions? Go ahead.
Quick question. Does this mean we will never have a security breach?
No, it does not.
Okay.
I wish I could say that, but no, it does
Uh-huh.
not.
And so what does it mean? That we're better prepared, that we're taking steps to make sure that it doesn't happen?
So what this basically means is, so basically, security is really, it's a risk management framework, right? So you have to identify vulnerabilities on your network and your infrastructure and software, things like that. And so you need people and tools to actually do that. So this is a service that provides that, so we can better identify security issues that could potentially be vulnerabilities that could be exploited later.
When we see that Target and all of these huge companies with tons of money get breached all the time, I'm just trying to figure out how do they attack community colleges, or are
Yep.
we kind of, so there, it happens?
It definitely happens. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely happens. Yeah, it happens at neighboring colleges. It happens at college nationwide. It happens, yes.
And when it happens, how do we respond? I mean, what do we do for our students? Do we say, like, I get notices all the time, it's been breached, and now we'll pay for a year of monitoring of your credit and things like that?
Yeah, so there's different types of incidents, right? So you have, like, in that case, a breach where data's been exfiltrated somehow or stolen, right? You have ransomware type events. You have other vulnerabilities that people gain access to systems and then laterally spread out. So there's different types of security incidents, and each one has a different course of action to respond to. This is a huge step in the right direction, because this vendor provides that incident response planning. We still have to provide the response, notify law enforcement as needed, things like that. And our cyber insurance company has defined protocols on how we respond to these. They will typically send out a team to do a forensic investigation and see what happens. So it depends on the incident, but yeah, we're working towards trying to prevent the incidents from happening. So.
All right, thanks for the question. All right. So all those in favor of the motion to approve the contract agreement, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item is item 13, information items. No action is required, as you know. This is the initial presentation of Solano Community College bargaining proposal to the operating engineers.
Good evening, President Honeychurch, members of the board. Thank you very much. As required by law, we must present our bargaining proposals to the board in 2 sessions. One must be done as information, and then we'll have a public hearing on the April 17th board meeting that will allow the public to speak on the openers. This is our openers with our Local 39 bargaining unit. At this time, this is the only unit that we do not have a contract. The contract expires at the end of June of 2024. The other groups are in contracts through 2026. So we'll have this one wrapped up, and then we'll have bargaining contracts with all 3.
All right, thank you. And the next item is item B, which is initial presentation of their operating engineers' bargaining proposals to the college. Same thing?
Same thing. Thank you, board. This is the bargaining units, their proposals of their sunshining of what they would like to talk about in bargaining this year. So.
All right, thank you. The next item is a ballot for California Community College Trustees Board of Directors election. And you're presenting this? It says so.
Yes, exactly. So this is for information only. Board President Honeychurch has the ballot information, and I believe will be recommending the 7 candidates from the list of 13 for the board to review and accept at the next meeting. These are due by April 25th to the league office.
Thank you. Measure D, Measure Q. D is Measure Q, Quarterly Progress Report, which is presented by Vice President Lucky Lofton. Thanks for sticking around.
Thank you, President Honeychurch, members of the board. This report is that you received. The full quarterly report that we sent is for last quarter of 2023, ending December 31st. In that quarter, we spent a little over $5 million on quite a list of projects. One of them you see right behind me. That's an image that was taken from the camera that we have posted on that project today. So the list of projects that you see in the board item is extensive. We continue to do the work approved by the board and the administration, and we are currently at $240 million spent so far in advancing learning here and the learning environment for our students. If there's any questions on any specific project, I'm happy to speak to that.
Are there any questions of Mr. Lofton? Apparently not. Thank you. Thanks for your reports. Next item is 14 announcements and items from the board is the one after that. Are there any announcements? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll share. Speaking of Pride in April, last Sunday was Trans Day of Visibility, and the local Pride Center, Solano Pride, is celebrating it on April 6th, this coming up Saturday. Not at the Pride Center, but at the Solano Mall's Community Health Hub. And so during 11 to 2 during the day. So Trans Day of Visibility.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Items from the board? Anyone have something they wish to present? If not, we'll move on to the adjournment section, item 19. Call upon Avery. Can somebody second it?
I second the motion.
Thank you. Thank you, Rosemary. So it's moved and seconded that we adjourn this meeting. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is passed. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.